A couple of years ago, 2019, I stood with all these elected officials and more. At that time, New York City changed the requirements for the senior exemption. But you know what? They didn't do it right. They gave a better senior exemption to the New York City residents than Nassau County residents were receiving. And Nassau County residents pay substantially more in property taxes than our neighbors do just 3 miles away. Well, after 3 long years and a fight led by Assemblyman Ed Ra, finally, New York State is treating the overtaxed residents on fair ground with our New York City residents. Effective this year, localities can opt in and give a senior citizen discount to residents like our good friend Ellen Andrasik right here. This exemption is going to keep residents in their houses.
It's just a matter of equity for the senior citizens. I can tell you firsthand that one of the biggest complaints that we receive, as you can imagine, is why do I have to pay the school tax when I don't have kids in the school? I'm a senior citizen. So this is something that's going to help those seniors and alleviate that tax burden that they do have. The other part of this basically is just to be fair with what's going on in New York City, and a lot of times where things aren't that fair. At this point, I just want to tell you that we are excited. I'll be there September 7th when this gets passed in the town board. And starting September 14th, our office kicks off our seminars that are directly, the topic is exemptions. We're going to walk these seniors through how to get the best, out of these applications, and we're going to help them file them.
When I was up in Albany, it was blazingly apparent that the New York City voting bloc there thinks that they have a separate set of rules. And for the rest of the state, this just doesn't sit well, especially here on Long Island where we pay the highest taxes. And our seniors who are on usually very fixed incomes, every penny counts. So like the receiver of taxes, Driscoll, said, they show up for those tax exemptions to all the seminars.
The bottom line is, New York City, who runs the state assembly and the state senate, view Nassau County as nothing more than a cash cow. And this is just the latest example of it. Congestion pricing, they're going to be sucking $1 billion out of Nassau County residents. This is finally an attempt at some parity. And the shame of it is, it took 3 years to actually reach that parity. Well, it may have taken 3 years for the leadership in the state senate, state assembly, and Governor Hochul to sign off on this increase in the exemption. We're going to join the town of Hempstead at the county of Nassau. We're going to be raising our exemption at our September meeting because while it may have taken them 3 years, it's only going to take us 3 weeks to get it done.
How this all started was Don called me and said, hey, why does New York City have a higher level for the income level for the senior and disability exemption than Nassau County? And I said, well, let's put in a bill. So we put in a bill. It should have happened sooner, but I'm glad that now that higher level is being adopted statewide. His successor as receiver of taxes, Jeanine Driscoll, has been asking me about this issue every time I've run into her, probably since she's been in office. But this is really, for the supervisor, for the town board, a promise kept, because what Don said that day was, raise this level in Albany, give us the option, and the town of Hempstead will be the first people in.
This is a great, thing for the seniors here in Nassau County, that we are finally being treated on the same level as New York City. Why were they getting everything and we're getting nothing? And it's not fair to us. When I bought this house 54 years ago, I was only born and raised only a mile away in the beautiful town of Garden City. And I just want to say thank you to all our legislators, to our town board, and also especially to Don Clavin, who fights for the seniors all the time.
This should have happened 3 years ago. We're glad that the fight continued. It's a great victory. But from here on in, Albany should be on notice. If you're going to give discounts to city residents, Nassau County and suburban residents across the state deserve the same equal treatment. What's fair is fair, and it's fair for every single New York State resident.